What is up, mommies?
And daddies.
Yeah. Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got more cards revealed for, what is this set? Dawn of Majesty? Whatever. We got Sushi and Gizmeks. I don't know what that means.
Do love sushi, though.
All right.
Sushi's great.
Whatever. Let's jump into it. We've got Gizmek Inaba. It's a rabbit. It's a wind machine effect monster, level 1, 50-50 attack and defense. That's crazy. I don't know if we've ever had that before. And its second effect is a hard once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you could special summon a machine monster from your hand whose attack and defense equals its own, or its attack and defense equal each other. And you could summon it in defense mode. Interesting. Only from hand, though. It's kind of weak. Whatever. You can also banish this card from graveyard to target a machine monster you control whose attack equals its own defense. For the rest of this turn, you cannot declare attacks except with that monster. Also, its attack and defense become the total original attack of all machine monsters you currently control, whose attack equals their own defense.
Poo-poo. I
mean, like, it's the only normal summon in the Gizmek archetype, which is kind of cool. It's searchable technically via other cards. There's the one Gizmek that searches cards in the archetype with the same attack and defense, but other than that, it just seems kind of fine. Extends from hand, but most of them extend from hand, so they don't really need him. Whatever. I guess he's okay for OTKs. Whatever. Next up, we have another Gizmek. We actually going in on Gizmeks? Is this a whole archetype?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. This is Gizmek Naganaki. This is a light machine effect monster. Level 2, 950 are the stats. First and second effects are hard once per turns each. You contribute one machine monster whose attack equals its defense. Just special summon one machine monster from your deck whose attack equals its defense, but with a lower level than the attributed monster. Ooh. Now that hurts, because it means if he tributes himself, he only summons level 1s, which means you'd have to have another monster on field. But I guess if you could put any other monster on field with attack and defense the same, you could pull out a higher level Gizmek, which can be better. Okay. Also, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add one of your face down banished machine monsters whose attack and defense equal each other back to your hand. So if you're using something like Gizmek Orochi to banish the top 8 cards of your deck to summon himself, if any of those are one of your Gizmeks, this guy can just once per turn engrave add one of those back. I like that. It's not, you can't use one of these effects per turn, you can use both. So you could use the effect to get another monster on field and then engrave, get a free resource back from your banish. That's not terrible. I think this one's actually okay for the Gizmeks. Next up, another one. Gizmek Tanaguku. He's a frog, and he's by far my favorite now for the Gizmeks. I just have to say that design-wise.
It looks kind of clean.
He's an Earth Machine, effect monster, level 3, 1450. Of course, he's a Gizmek. Both effects are hard once per turns. If he's normal summoned or special summoned, you can place a machine monster from your deck whose attack equals its defense on top of your deck. Okay. Second effect, you can banish this card from grave to target a machine monster in your grave whose attack equals its defense and special summon it in defense mode. That's pretty good. That's straight up just like a monster reborn for any Gizmek once it's in grave. That's pretty good, especially for something like Gizmek Orochi, where it can use the effect on field and its summon effect only once per turn, I believe. Oh, maybe, I can't remember how he works. Can he only activate he can't activate the turn he's summoned? I don't know. You don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's interesting, but it does still get you a body back to the field, which can be pretty good. I'm pumped for this. I'm glad Gizmeks are getting their due diligence. I knew this should be an archetype the whole time, but I'm glad we're finally getting it. All right, next up here we have Gizmek Ibuki. This is a boar. He's a water machine. 1850. That is some decent stats right there. If you control a machine monster whose attack equals its defense, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's a nice extender. Okay. Also, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target a machine monster you control whose attack equals its defense. Send a machine whose attack equals its defense, but with a lower level than a target from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the target gains attack equal to the sent monster's level times 100. Okay, so it gives a buff, but the main thing here is that's just like Foolish Burial. I mean, we just looked at this guy. This guy is just going to get you a Reborn effect. This guy is just going to get you the ability to add one of your banished face down Gizmeks back to your hand, and this guy's going to get the ability to buff again. So this guy gives you actually a decent amount of utility, and you could just send like Orochi, as long as you already had a monster with a higher level than Orochi. You could just send Orochi, and we know how good Orochi is once you get him in rotation. So this card is definitely really clean, I actually think. This is a great extender, a great ability to get you an extra Foolish Burial from one of these effects, and I'm with it. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Lastly here for the Gizmeks, we have Gizmek Legend. Okay, here we go. We got this. Kamitsu Kawashime no Kikie.
Kamitsu Kawashihime? Kawashihime? I don't know. I'm trying.
It's a field spell. You can only activate it once per turn. During your main phase, you can activate the top 3 cards of your deck, sorry. And if you do, you can add one excavated machine monster whose attack equals its defense to your hand. Also banish the rest face down. That's pretty good.
That's kind of clean.
Dig for a Gizmek, and if you're playing a pure-ish Gizmek deck, obviously you have a decent amount in there. I like that it's any machine. I don't know how many great machines there are with the same attack and defense, but that does open it up for more generic possibilities to just, you know, play a couple of just like random cards that work in there. So that could definitely work. And I like that it banishes the rest face down. So it gives you synergy with your guy up here who can just add you back one of your banished face down machines. Very cool. Second effect, each time a machine monster whose attack equals its defense is normal or special summon, put a counter on this card. Okay, monsters on the field whose attack does not equals its own defense cannot activate their effects while this card has 10 or more counters.
I guess if you can get enough monsters on field to get enough counters, that could be clean.
If you can spam enough, this will literally just be skill drain. Actually, it's better than skill drain. It's more like VFD. Because it says can't activate their effects at all. Skill drain, you can activate your effects, you can pay cost, and some effects can still work. This just says period.
But that's the issue, is getting 10 summons in one turn.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably already a field spell you're playing just for that dig effect. So I'm kind of with it just on the fact that this could be a bonus effect. Even if it takes 2 turns to get to, it kind of feels like once you get to it, how do you lose? Like, if you're just playing a deck like Gizmeks that just spams big beaters, how do you lose if you just say, no effects on field for you
It
anymore?
almost puts them on a timer.
Yeah, it makes them feel like they have to remove this card. I think this is a powerful card. I think the first effect already makes it pretty decent if you're playing enough Gizmeks in the deck. And then also, obviously, the bonus effects are pretty cool. I'm with it. And then, of course, we have a weird-ass sushi deck. This is Rice Suship. It's kind of like a ship, I guess, made of rice. It's a vanilla aqua fire.
Okay.
Who would have ever thought? How does it even make sense? It's level 4, 2,000 attacks, so it's a beater, I guess, and 0 defense. Fine. We have an actual effect monster as well called Roe Suship. It's another ship, but it's whatever. Has the fish eggs.
That's
Caviar, if you will.
That's what row is.
Oh. See, you did come in handy this video. Yeah. Hell yeah. It's another Fire Aqua card, level 4, 200 attack, 300 defense, so poop stats. You can only special summon the way of this card's first effect once per turn, and you can only use its second effect once per turn. If you control a Rice Suship, bling, 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 you can special summon this card from the hand. Cool. Only do that once per turn. Fine. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add to your hand or special summon one excavated Rice Suship. Also, shuffle the rest back into the deck. Interesting. So it only lets you add Rice, this card, this vanilla, to your hand. It's kind of weird.
Now, if they get other cards that are treated as that card in deck, that could.
That's true. That's true. This is such a weird one. I don't even know how to feel about these 2 cards. There's no way they would ever make these meta, but I guess we'll keep an eye out for them just in case. Very interesting. Then we get to some, oh, this is still the Sushi archetype. Oh, wow, they really went in on the Sushi.
Yeah, no.
Okay, this is Dreadnought Suship Roe class first War Dish. It's a Fire Aqua Exceed monster, rank 4, with 2200 attack, 300 defense, so pretty big. 2 level 4 monsters, completely generic for level 4s, nice. And its first effect is a hard once per turn. If this card is Exceed summoned, you can apply these effects based on the monsters used as its material. If it has a Rice Suship, you can draw 1 card. We like drawing cards. Drawing cards great in Yu-Gi-Oh! Roe Suship. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. It's definitely worse. I'd rather draw a card than attack twice, to be honest. And the second effect says, once per turn, when your Suship monster special summon from the extra deck inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one card they control and destroy it. That includes itself, which is pretty nice. So if you can just deal damage with this and you have double attacks potentially, pop a card. Fine. I think this card's fine. I don't think it's amazing, but, you know, for the archetype, sure. Whatever. Next up, we have Suship Galley Kaizen. This is a field spell. Once per turn, if you normal summon or special summon a Suship monster, even during the damage step, you can place a Suship card from your deck on top of your deck. What is up with all these effects for when to place stuff on top of the deck? Okay. And then once per turn, if your Suship monster special summon from the extra deck is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, so that's by battle or card effect, your opponent must pay life points equal to its defense. Then you can special summon a Rice Suship from your hand, and if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, Exceed summon one Suship Exceed monster using only that monster as material. This card's kind of poo. I mean, like, this archetype doesn't really seem too crazy here, but I don't know, it's fine. You get to put a Suship on top of your deck, and if you can Exceed summon this guy using the vanilla, you can then draw that card, which is kind of nice. So I guess that's fine. Whatever. All right, and the last card we have here is Suship Roll Specials. This is a normal trap. When you activate this card, you can also reveal one Rice Suship in your hand. Reveal 3 Suship monsters from your deck. Your opponent picks one for you to add to your hand. Also shuffle the rest back into the deck. If you revealed a Rice Suship when you activate this card, you choose instead. Okay, so if you choose to reveal, you get the choice of, you get to choose to pick the card you want instead of letting your opponent have the choice. Fine. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you could banish this card to target 3 Suship monsters engraved, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw one card. That's a nice recursion effect later on in duels, definitely, to be able to get an extra draw resource back. Very, very nice there. I actually don't hate this card. I mean, yes, it adds a card that's not useful on your opponent's hand, and on your opponent's turn, and it's a slow trap card, so obviously that hurts. But I think overall, I don't think this card's terrible. It trades 1 for 1 with the first effect, and that gets you a +1 once you're able to activate the second effect. So I'll take it. I don't know. This archetype just seems like Konami's trying to meme with this more than anything. I'm not really expecting too much here, but they're fun. They're cool. I like it. Mainly the first cards, though, the Gizmeks actually seem a lot more interesting in allowing Gizmeks to be their own deck. Maybe we'll see something like Gren Maju, which we see some of the Gizmeks played in, pop up with a slightly larger Gizmek package due to these cards. I don't know. I could see it as a possibility, though, so we'll obviously have to see where that goes. But that's going to end it off for me here, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on these new cards. Do they suck? Are they good? I don't know. I'm just a dummy. Whatever. So is Mike.
Yeah.
We're just dummies. You know. So, whatever. Let me know your thoughts down below. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And
see you, daddies.
Peace. Bye, mommies.